A Love That Never Faded. Storytelling version. There was once a man named James. For over 40 years, James loved his wife, Margaret, with all of his heart. Their marriage wasn't perfect. They argued, as all couples do, about bills, about what to cook, about silly little things like whether the window should be left open at night. But James never cared for those arguments. To him, they were just passing clouds in a sky that always returned to sunshine. Because nothing, not the shouting, not the stubbornness, could ever outweigh the love he carried for her. Margaret had a passion that lit up their home. Books, shelves stacked high, pages worn soft, little penciled notes scribbled in the margins. James wasn't much of a reader, but oh, how he loved to hear her voice when she read aloud. Poetry was her favorite. She would sit by the lamp at night, reading verses that seemed to carry the very rhythm of her soul. Sometimes James pretended to be asleep, just so he could listen longer, her voice drifting through the quiet room like music. But time, as it always does, moved forward. The years of laughter, of arguments, of long walks and late-night talks, they slipped into memory. And then came the day when Margaret's laughter no longer echoed through the walls of their home. Her chair was empty, her books were closed, and James was left with silence, a silence so heavy that it pressed on his chest with every breath. Still, his love did not end. Every Sunday, James walked the same path, through the iron gates, past the rows of stones, carrying fresh flowers. He would kneel at Margaret's grave, brush away the dirt and fallen leaves, and wipe her headstone clean. His hands, though old and trembling, moved with tenderness, as though caring for her one last time. And when the stone was clean, when the flowers were set, he would sit down beside her. He always brought one thing with him, Margaret's favorite book, the one with the bent spine and the pages yellowed from her touch. And there, in the hush of the cemetery, James would open its pages and read aloud. His voice cracked. Sometimes he paused, sometimes the words drowned in tears, but he pressed on, because in his heart, he believed she was still listening. And when the wind rustled through the trees above, James whispered to himself, "That's her. She's answering me to strangers who passed by." James was a lonely old man reading to a stone. Some pitied him. Some shook their heads and thought it was sorrow. But James knew the truth. It wasn't sorrow at all. It was love. Love that had never ended, love that lived on through every verse, every story, every memory he carried with him. Years passed. James grew frailer, his steps slower, but still, every Sunday, he came. The caretakers knew him by sight. They never disturbed him, for they understood. This was devotion, the kind that does not waver with age. And sometimes, as James read aloud, memories would wash over him so vividly that he could almost see her there again. The young woman at the train station, clutching her book, the bride with autumn leaves falling in her hair, the wife dancing with him in their kitchen to music no one else could hear. Each memory was bittersweet, a gift and a wound. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in gold, James finished her favorite poem. He closed the book, placed his hand gently against her name carved in stone, and whispered, "I'll see you soon, my love." The wind stirred, carrying his words away. To the world, it may have looked like grief. But for James, it was not. It was love. True love, unbroken, unending. Because love does not die when the body is gone. It does not fade when the years grow heavy. It only changes the way it is carried. And James carried it still every Sunday, until the day his footsteps led him back to her, not in memory, but forevermore.